Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Hyper Hooper Basketball here, aka the Kid Max Kellerman. We have tons to discuss in this video regarding NBA trades, NBA news, and NBA signings. So, the Los Angeles Lakers, if you have not heard, have traded for Russell Westbrook. The reason I was gone for so long because I was on vacation, but your boy is back with another banger. So we will be making another video, and cue the intro. For at least 1 week now, the Los Angeles Lakers were trying to acquire Russell Westbrook. And they had been trying very, very hard to get this deal done. And yesterday, on Friday, we heard some incredible news from Woj. The Lakers and Wizards have agreed on the trade for Russell Westbrook, sources tell ESPN. The Washington Wizards agreed to part ways with Russell Westbrook and also gave a 2024 second-round pick to the LA Lakers and a 2028 second-round pick to the Los Angeles Lakers. My question was, why do you even need to give away those 2 second-round picks? Because they'll potentially turn into nothing unless, we have a great player who will be out of the second round. And then the Los Angeles Lakers gave up Kuzma, who they had been trying to give up for a while, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell, and the number 22 pick in this year's draft, which had already happened last night. Russell Westbrook forming with LeBron James and Anthony Davis in LA is just insane, although I don't think they'll be able to succeed that well. We saw what happened with the Brooklyn Nets this season, and they clearly underachieved in the NBA playoffs. So now the Los Angeles Lakers could potentially be dealing with chemistry issues with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and AD. Although I get the sense that the Lakers are on the cusp of trying to get to the NBA Finals this year, because that's what the Los Angeles Lakers do. They go after big NBA superstars to form with their already insane lineup of NBA superstars. That is just how the Los Angeles Lakers front office operates. And as for the Wizards, they're trying to rebuild, and they're trying to rebuild around Bradley Beal, actually. And with Kuzma going to Washington, I think it'll be a great opportunity for him to take charge and average 20 points per game. What's crazy about this deal is that the Los Angeles Lakers didn't even have to give up that much to get Russell Westbrook. The NBA is now tormented because they know that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be very, very good at basketball next season. The NBA draft of 2021 happened 2 nights ago, and with the first pick in the draft, the Detroit Pistons selected Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State. This was a no-brainer pick because Cade Cunningham was obviously the top pick because, he is Cade Cunningham. He's one of the greatest point guards that'll ever play in the game. Then, I have to hand it to my boy AJ Analysis because he predicted that the Houston Rockets would pick Jalen Green, and he was honestly correct, even though I said they would pick Jalen Suggs. But this is a good move for the Houston Rockets because they're able to pair Green up with Wood. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a guy to build around again, that being Evan Mobley, who is the 3rd pick of this year's NBA draft. Cleveland was looking for a big man, and they got one in this draft, and I think he will be a very successful NBA prodigy in the next few years. The Toronto Raptors took a bite at Scotty Barnes going number 4, who was honestly the surprise of this year's NBA draft. Honestly, who thought that Scotty Barnes would go number 4? But he's also a great fit with the Toronto Raptors and could be a 3-and-D scorer who can also play tons of defense. The Orlando Magic drafted Jalen Suggs, my boy, 5th overall, and this pick didn't exactly make the most sense to me because the Orlando Magic already have tons of young guards to build around, that being Cole Anthony and a few others. But Jalen Suggs could definitely be a great scorer scorer off the bench next season who can add firepower and average about 12 points a game, in my opinion. The Oklahoma City Thunder drafted Australia's Josh Giddey 6th overall. Honestly, he's going to be a bust, in my opinion, but he does add some excellent passing to the Oklahoma City Thunder organization and will be a good chemist with their roster. With the 7th pick, the Golden State Warriors drafted Jonathan Kuminga, and this was exactly the right pick. This is exactly what the Golden State Warriors needed to do because they needed a 6'10 big man who can space the floor, and that is what Kuminga is. He is a three-point shooting 6'10 guy who could honestly be the Warriors' next stretch four. He can be a very good piece, potentially in the starting lineup. With the 8th pick in the draft, the Orlando Magic took a bite at Franz Wagner, the brother of Moritz Wagner. I honestly don't know a lot about him, but that's what next NBA season is for, as I'm sure he will be a good player in the Magic rotation. With the 9th pick in the draft, the Sacramento Kings selected who I think is one of the best pure scorers in the draft, Davion Mitchell, the 6'0 guard out of Baylor, who can score from all three levels and can be a very successful scorer in his craft in his prime in the NBA. This pick didn't make a lot of sense, though, because the Kings already have 3 guards in Fox, Hield, and Halliburton. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans took a bite at Zaire Williamson, and honestly, I think he could be a very deadly passer and scorer in the NBA. And he was officially traded to the Memphis Grizzlies on draft night. So we have some news regarding the Charlotte Hornets, and LianGelo Ball is on the cusp of signing with the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team. LianGelo Ball, brother of Lonzo and LaMelo Ball, is expected to sign with the Charlotte Hornets for the NBA's upcoming Summer League in Las Vegas, according to Sports Illustrated's Rod Boone. LianGelo is the middle brother of the Ball family and the least accomplished on the basketball court. For the past week or so, everybody on the internet was talking about LaMelo, Lonzo, and LianGelo teaming up in Charlotte, but honestly, I just don't think that will be the case. Now, LianGelo could be a great bench piece for the Charlotte Hornets next season, but I don't think Lonzo is going to come to Charlotte because LeVar obviously wants Lonzo to stay in a big market, but he hasn't even gotten traded from New Orleans yet, so who knows? Maybe Lonzo will sign with the Charlotte Hornets, but we're getting off track here. LianGelo Ball could honestly be one of the best players on the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team just because they don't have the most young players. I mean, they do have a lot of young players, but they do not have a lot of first, second year players. But LaMelo and LianGelo will be playing together on the Summer League team if LianGelo decides to sign with the Charlotte Hornets Summer League team, which I think he will, because then that will give him the opportunity to be able to possibly sign with the Charlotte Hornets real team next season. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for LianGelo Ball, and honestly, if I was him, I would definitely take the route of signing with the Charlotte Hornets Summer League roster. The Boston Celtics just made one of the boldest moves this NBA offseason, according to NBA.com. The Boston Celtics have acquired Josh Richardson from the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for center Moses Brown, the team announced today. There is a huge problem with this trade, though, with the Boston Celtics. So it's very unclear to me why the Boston Celtics would do this, because Boston already has a ton of wings. And yeah, Josh Richardson is a wing. And he'll probably fit in pretty awkwardly with the Boston Celtics chemistry that next season, and this is one of those things where it's just an issue putting him on another team. I mean, he just honestly should have stayed with the Mavericks, but the Mavericks didn't want him. Nobody wants him unless the Celtics want him, I guess, which I guess they do. So yeah, I mean, He's not going anyplace else. We are almost at 300 subscribers and are on the grind. So if you could subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Click subscribe, turn notifications on, like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And as always, I'm your boy Hyper Hooper Basketball, and we're out.